Hey everyone, today we are going to be talking about Chaos Your Nightmare once again because last week they actually showed a lot of new information through the interview, but they also announced they were going to having focus group tests today in Korea, which already happened. So since then they showed a lot of new footage as well as information throughout many different interviews and such. So I pinpointed out some of the most crucial information that I thought it was very important to know. So we'll go over those within this video in a summarized format, short as possible, but it's going to be a pretty long video, so be aware of that. But anyways, let's jump into video and talk more about Chaos Your Nightmare. So first thing they mentioned is the Chaos Your Nightmare is going to be roguelike game with the deck building elements added to the game along with the horror sci-fi concepts as well as the main visual theme, and that's what they're going to be locked in and moving forward with it. They also say it's a mobile game with the unlimited amount of possibility with the deck buildings as well as the strategy, which I think is probably just PR talk, but that sounds pretty ambitious, so I will find out when the game actually comes out and play for myself. But yeah, I like the energy of it. And their main focus is also give a very top quality to the visuals to its players. I think next point we should focus on is that they really want to give you different experience each time you play the game. That also means utilizing many different characters, as well as they want to give you that impact that you have with the roguelike mode where you build up a lot of things, build up your characters to see the big numbers. They really want to give you that satisfaction. They also don't want to be having overbalanced units or such to ruin that type of aspect. I think they really want you to have an even experience when you are using individual characters. They're also working hard to give you minimal stress and entrance barrier to enjoy this game when you're starting up. And I guess eventually once you pass a certain point, you'll be pretty good with the game. Then you can try out the hard mode they are trying to push here as well. Next thing they want to talk about is the deck building flow within Chaos Your Nightmare. So it's going to be having some auto skill gain for individual character, but it's also going to be giving you a lot of choices, such as being able to get this relic gears that's going to be giving you a strong passive to your units, and it's also going to be having card upgrade system as well with some multiple choices for you to choose from, so you can have different deck buildings in that way. And then they're also going to be having a big ultimate skill that you can gain when you kill some bosses and such, as you can see here as well. So it is going to be having quite diversity when it comes to building the deck for your characters. I can already see there's going to be a lot of gameplay hours that will be put into if you really want to build your character in a perfect way possible. So gameplay hours for this game is going to be pretty long. They also mentioned that individual character is going to be having 25 unique cards that only those characters can use. Then they also have access to about 100 different common cards that any character can use as well. So yeah, build diversity is going to be quite big. And they also say each season is going to lasting for 9 weeks. So every 9 weeks you are going to be getting new season with some new cards here and there to try out on your characters, and probably new characters on top of that as well. So I think gameplay hours, if you really want it to be, I think is going to be pretty long, and it's not just going to be a simple game if you really want to dig in and enjoy the game with a lot of hours. Next is the Deep Trauma mode, which is a hardcore difficulty mode they have, and they have some penalties such as you won't be able to get the save data if you quit middle of the battle. There's also going to be more deep mental breakdown system with the penalty for your characters as well as the monsters and such, but at the same time there's going to be higher chance to get more chances to get a stronger card, as well as a storage for the save data as well. So if you want to get the crazy build for your character, you will eventually have to do this hardcore mode most likely, but you can probably still enjoy the game without doing this, and I honestly don't expect this to be that difficult seeing the initial gameplay footage we gotten. So I am not too worried, but I'm just saying that if you want to be flex your skills with this type of game, I think there is definitely going to be room to show that and flex on internet and such, and it should be pretty fun, I think. Then they went to talk more about the introducing one of the characters they have, saying how much work they have really put into making this character work. They have different art and such, and how much spine animators are working to make the characters look pretty smooth and such. So a lot of PR talks really, but the overall game effect, I think it looks pretty good to the point that they wanna be proud about. I think there's a lot of good visual elements within this game, so I am personally not too worried in that aspect. I think visual wise it looks good enough in my personal take. And they also seems to be having live 2D lobby animations as well that you can unlock. They also went to mention this thing called the Prism Card, and I think it is somewhat related to the Gacha system. I am not too entirely sure how to obtain these materials, but it's basically going to be giving you this very fancy rainbow shiny effect for your characters. It is a visual only type of thing. They didn't mention Hearthstone gold card here, so it's nothing about making cards stronger, it's just making it look fancier. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that if you are worried about actually effect that the cards are locked behind the gacha system. Lastly, quick sneak peek about the in-game content. Quickly, PD of this game is a big fan of Star Rail and definitely gotten any inspiration from that game. So as you can see, this endgame is like Hoiber style endgame style, that you collect stars. As you can see, 0, 0, and 30. So I guess your goal is to get 30 stars to get all the rewards and such. So they are going to be having those content, but at the same time, they're going to be having, your usual roguelike mode in terms of endgame difficulty, I'm assuming, as well. And it's also going to be having this zero system. I think this is also a system to give you more challenge, but the bigger outcome. The one in the left, it says it's going to be increasing your overall save data limit, so you can get more buff basically for your characters, and it's also going to be giving a 50% increased chance for more unique event to happen. But at the same time, each time you start the round, you're going to be losing 1% of your HP. Elite boss monsters and such is going to be increase attack and HP by 5%, and there's also going to be increased elite spot by 4. So you are going to be running into much more challenging enemies as you go through a roguelike mode. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of things going after, so we'll see how everything will come around, but the overall so far it sounds quite exciting in my opinion. Next, let's talk about the roguelike gameplay mode, as you can see in the background. So I will just show you a bit of it, because if I show the full gameplay, it's going to be like 20 minutes longer, and there's another YouTube video out there already, so if you really want to see the full gameplay, then you can just look it up for yourself. But yeah, the gameplay is a lot like Slay the Spires, and each cards are going to be costing 1 through 2 costs, or some special cards will have a 0 cost as well, so you can use it to attack enemies and such. And the question mark is basically giving you some special cards, as you can see in your hands, and now because of the unique effect, now it's a 0 cost to do massive damage to the targets without any downside. And this one is going to be giving 100% shield to your character, so that's pretty good, and 275% damage. And it's also going to be using this card to heal you and giving you 1 additional points to use the card again. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of thinking that needs to be happen, but I'm pretty sure your overall experience for most of the content should be pretty easy, because I think these cards looks really OP honestly. So I don't think you're going to be having that much trouble like Slay the Spire for general gameplay, and most likely it's the hardcore mode that's going to be really difficult. I'm just really curious, because like I said, this card looks really powerful, and the more powerful cards you have, you're going to be having much trouble with balancing the gameplay. They also have a rest points, as you can see here as well. So in here you are able to basically train yourself if you have enough goals, or you are able to recover your HP for free here, which is pretty good. Also lowers down your stress level. Then they also have some another points they move to, and it's going to be having a random encounter, and within this encounter you can either search this area for more credits, or you are able to roll the dice and have a possibility to get some good items. This sword is going to be giving additional attack to your character and also able to do some ping damage to targets and such. And you roll the dice and you won, so now you got the weapons, and you can equip these weapons to a certain character, and a certain character will have more benefit with the certain types of items. So I guess figuring that out will be also another fun part of the gameplay. So this short gameplay alone probably showed you way more options than any other mobile gacha game roguelike mode you played, I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty excited for this in terms of gameplay, is I think we are going to be having a lot of options and replayability when it comes to gameplay segments for the Gacha Nightmare. And this is like the spark idea type of thing. So now here you're also able to kind of upgrade your cars into a certain way, and it looks pretty cool. I'm pretty sure picking different ones was going to be giving you different build options. And this is more of a spoiler area for the story. You kind of met Lenore earlier, and Lenore kind of saved you. Now you're running into Lenore, and you are going to be having some dialogue choices, and you are going to be checking out on the characters and such, and you're going to end up battling it, and it's going crazy. Oh, it's not Lenore, it's actually some different monsters. So yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of fun random encounters you're going to be having, and that's the key point, to have fun with the roguelike mode. And the background art is pretty good. I really like the stage. Thunderstorm happening, a lot of wind sounding, and monsters looks pretty creepy, which is another thing I like. They're definitely going after sci-fi horror elements very deeply with this game. But yeah, that is pretty much about the gameplay. Looks pretty fun, right? If you like the roguelike game, I think this should be very appealing points for sure. Alright, let's talk about big elephant in the room, which is the gacha system within Gacha Nightmare. And it is a lot like Horrorverse style gacha. It has a standard banner pools, it has a limited banner pools. It also have a 50-50 system with the standard banner characters as well. So if you lose 50-50, you're going to be getting a standard banner character. The limited character doesn't seem to be added to standard pools right now, at least this version of the game. Maybe they plan to add it later dates, just like Persona X or some other games. But as of right now, with the current version of the game, it doesn't seem like that's the case. It also has better rates than Horrorverse games. It has a 1% chance to see the 5-star, which is the highest grade character from the gacha. And to see that 5-star, you need to pull up to 70 times, then you guarantee one 5-star character. And the rate up starts after 57 pulls. So general experience of getting 5-star should be every 60 pulls, I think, if you even out the average of getting lucky here and there as well. So probably every 60 pulls you are going to be seeing a 5-star character, and if you win 50-50, voila, you're going to be getting the banner character. So that is pretty good. Even they said there is no exclusive weapon through interview. It seems like it does. It has this thing called the support characters for your combat characters. So there's going to be 3 combat characters for your party, and those characters can have support character attached to them. So you ended up getting basically 3 characters with the 3 weapons onto them. And even though they're not limited by the equipping onto any character, they seems to have class bonuses. Like this support card seems to be, or support character seems to be giving benefit to the ranger class units specifically. So yeah, this pretty much works like exclusive weapon, unfortunately. But it all comes down to how much pull currency we gain from playing the game and such. I mean, they said they really want to make this game free to friendly through interview, as well as a content creator who was participated into the test event. They had it today. So yeah, we'll wait and see what kind of gacha system and pull currency we are going to be getting when the game comes out. Moving on to character dupe system. Of course, this game has it, and it has a 6 dupe for character, and I think there is also dupe effect for support unit as well, because they're treated pretty much like the same as the characters. So yeah, dupe system exists within the game. And for the first dupe effect for this character is that you are going to be getting 1 cost reduced for this unique card. So that is pretty good. So it's making into 0 cost cards after upgrade. Second dupe effect is that she is able to summon this 0 cost attack cards depending on how much debuff enemy has or something. So I guess basically more free attack cards that you can throw at the enemies. So that is pretty good. Sounds like kind of useless against the boss because the unit actually has to die, but you will run into a lot of multiple mob encounter as well. So in this situation, I guess this card should be spiking your DPS quite a bit. The third dupe effect seems to be universally same for all the character. Basically, it's going to be increasing their card damage as well as a shield, and healing amount will be increased by 15%. Fourth dupe effect is going to be upgrading your ultimate skill ability, and this time for this character is going to be giving 2 more stacks for the pain for the ultimate skill. What the pain stack does with this character is that she is able to give dot damage based off 50% of her attack with each pain stack it has by end of the turn. So 2 more stacks for that should be pretty big damage increase most likely. And fifth dupe effect is just like the third one, it increased that overall stats by 15%. So if you full dupe the character, that's going to be the total of 30% increase. Should be a pretty decent amount of stat increase. Her full dupe effect is that when enemies under those pain stack, she is able to do 20% additional damage with the Shadow Dagger, which is a 0 cost card that's keep appearing whenever you use her. The dupe effect 2 was basically a skill that gives you more Shadow Dagger cards. That's a 0 cost. So yeah, it's going to be pretty crucial DPS cycle when it comes to using this character. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the gacha system and character dupe effect and such in Chaos Hero Nightmares. And this is not the final versions, but I think this is the base system they have. Final version might give you better rates and maybe more pulls here and there, but that's the system they have, and I don't think that's really going to change that much, but we'll see. Personally, like I said, I'm not really a big fan of 50-50 system, but it is what it is. If the game is incredibly fun enough and not crazy too expensive, then I might give it a go, but yeah, I'm still worried. I think this game is going to be not a cheap game. I'm pretty sure it will drain a lot of money from you. So we'll see what the final version will be, but that's what it is. But anyways, I think that should end the video. I think we got a very good look at how the gameplay works, as well as how the gacha system, as well as the character dupe system is like within Chaos Hero Nightmare within this version of the game. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this long video, and I will see you guys next time with more different games and such throughout my channel. But yeah, thanks for watching. Take care.